And we're live. Welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life. And where you get the truth about the writer's life. I'm sure it's a lot of whack. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch that bell for notifications. And tap. No, I screwed it up again. Punch the like button and tap the bell for notifications. God. My critical brain just does not work. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Quitting. Bad word. I don't even think about it. I'll tell you a little story about when I used to work for my dad many, many years ago. I remember, like, he used to bid. He was a contractor, so he was constantly bidding, work, right? Coming up with estimates and bids, and you seal them up and deliver them, and hope that you're the low bidder and you get the job. So that being said, when he would get a nice job, like which potentially could be a really lucrative job. Like some of the guys who worked for him would be like, "Well, I don't get it. Why don't we like go out and celebrate? Like, why don't we go, like to a bar and have a few beers and celebrate and all that sort of stuff?" And instead, my dad would like, boom, pull out a brand new blueprint and start going over it, start coming up with a new estimate. He'd be, like, that's just the way he was. And he was very successful. He pretty much, when he died, the business died along with him. There was nothing to the business without him. He was it. And a lot of people will say to me, like, I don't get it. Like, don't you take time off? Like, don't you finish a novel or you finish a novella or whatever, and take some time. Just do whatever. What do people do on their free time? Anyway, I guess I have some hobbies. Like I love to fly fish and I love to ski and hike and stuff like that. But I can write and do that. To me, there's no point in that. This is my job. So if I finish a really good day's worth of writing, I'm proud of myself. But I'm not like, okay, well, tomorrow I'm gonna take tomorrow off because I had such a good day. If anything, I go 7 days a week. And if anything, sometimes I get calls for emergency assignments that other people have shit the bed on. And I'm what they call a high volume writer. I'm a pulp speed writer. And that's what we do. When a book gets published, now I'll have a book being published in December. I'll have a book being published in January, a book being published in February, a book being published in March. One of those is from my Bear Media. It's going to be a Chase Baker book. The others are with Down and Out. And there'll be little things in between. So you might think like, wow, that's a lot of stuff already. To me, it's just the normal course of events for a high volume writer. So, and also there's this other aspect. Sometimes I'll write something and I'll be like, it's not as good as some of the other stuff or whatever. And I'll get notes back like, that was a really cool story, man. Or my editor will be like, one of your best stories ever. And I'll be like, really? I just sort of kind of ran through it. It was fun. I had fun with it. I did what I wanted to do with it, but I didn't know it was that good. And so it can surprise you. Like what one person's idea is a great Xandri story might be another person might think it's a terrible story. I don't know. Everybody's got their own little aesthetic. Excuse me. Lunch. So that's how I roll. I don't take the time off. I don't believe in taking time off. I just believe in just keeping at it, and that by keeping at it, I'll reach a level of success that 99% of writers out there never achieve. But the only way you can fail, and you've heard it a million times, is by quitting. Some writers are just like, you know what, I've had it. I've written like 4 or 5 things, and I've gotten no traction, and screw it, I'll do something else. Well, to me, then you weren't a real writer. Now, there are writers who are awesome, won a ton of awards, have had, even movies made, whatever, and maybe they live in a place where the royalties just still aren't cutting it in order to make a decent living. Now, they might pick up other work to go, to supplement their writing. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you're quitting. It just means you're being a good business person. You're like, well, I got to, I need to, I need to, pick up more work so that I can pay the rent. As simple as that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of dollars and cents. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the person who just takes the laptop, tosses it out the window, and like, I'm done. That person will never be a famous writer, ever. All right, that's all I got for you today. And nobody's chiming in because it's too early, but tomorrow I head to my new place across the river. I'm excited about it. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to get, but it's a nicer place than this place. But this has been great. 8th floor walk up. I made a video about the walk up today, so I'll put that up. I'll post that later on. But it's going to be a new experience for me. It's going to be quieter. It's going to be It might not be quieter because it's a bunch of families, but in the center of Florence has. Oh, somebody's chiming in. I'll be right there. Florence has always been a melting pot. It's always been a place of trade. And in fact, did you know that the first real bank check was invented here? So it's always, like Africans have always come here, and, and people from Germania and English and whatever, all over what used to be Rome, which was the world. So it's always been a melting pot, and it's always been vibrant. And that's what I love about it. But it still has a little downtowny, villagey feeling to it. You can get from one side of the downtown to the other in 15 minutes if you're walking. So I'm going to be missing that for a little bit because I'm going to be about a 15-minute walk out, and there's like woods and whatever and parks and all that sort of. So it's going to be a different experience. The noise might come from like laughing children instead of, people partying and stuff like that. So we'll see. I'll report on it, obviously. I get there around 2:00 tomorrow, and I'll do a video about an hour later, 3:00 my time. And I'm not 7 hours ahead of you guys. I'm 5 hours ahead of you right now. I can't. God, I get all this like important stuff wrong. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, what do we got? We got a question, I think. Let's see. Tony Herring. Thanks, howdy from Indiana. All right. Indiana is in the house. Hi, Tony. Hope you're having a great day. All right. That's it for today. I got to go out, grab some more water, and then I gotta clean the joint. Shouldn't take too long. All right. I will talk to you guys. Adamani. Ciao, ciao, ciao.